Hello, everybody on YouTube. This is Super Nintendo and his not as grateful guest.
Fear the Moons.
And today we are talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 Season 2 Secret of the Ooze. It's not actually called Secret of the Ooze, but might as well be. Alright. So,
Speaking of which, do y'all like the 90s movies?
we'll talk about those in their own separate video, I think.
Yeah.
Probably a retrospective, I think. But anyway, this one picks up story-wise 6 months, I think, after the season 1 finale. And the Turtles have become extremely lazy and cocky in this time, shirking their training and becoming basically Mikey.
That's why in this picture they look cocky.
Yep. They actually do look cocky in this picture that I got too, which is awesome.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
The only one who doesn't look that cocky is Raph, because well, he just would always pose like that anyway. Mikey, especially, I guess Mikey doesn't look that cocky. He just kind of looks the way he always does.
Just smiling.
But, yeah. But anyway, we're getting off topic. They all become cocky, and the Krang have returned. This time with a shit ton of mutagen that they get in there and try to stop, but accidentally release a fuck ton of it all over the city, mutating countless creatures, including but not limited to April's father, a bunch of squirrels, and many more creatures. So the race is on to have the Turtles recover all the mutagen and demutate, whatever fucking thing, all the mutants. Now, the theme of this arc is very much redemption. The Turtles fuck up in the beginning, and they try to redeem their mistakes. And one thing I really like about this season is it gives April some sorely needed screen time. It's not that she didn't get a whole lot of it in season 1, but most of it was with the Turtles. And in this one, through most of season 2, she's kind of doing her own thing. And this helps her grow a lot more as a character. I forget. Was it season 1 where she discovered she had abilities, or was it season 2?
No, it was season 2.
Okay, in this season, I'm really wondering now.
I thought you lagged out or something because you just got quiet.
I'm really wondering now because I'm pretty sure it was season 1 where she discovered she was a telepath, where she was able to detect Krang shit that nobody else could.
Are we gonna talk about the filler or no?
Yeah, it was season 1 because they got the Krang orb thing in season 1.
Oh, yep. Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, April is confirmed to have powers in this show. But what I really like is this doesn't make her an all-out badass. This doesn't make her the most powerful member of the team. And she has to grow and master these abilities, which I really fucking love.
Because they ain't like, oh, I have powers.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
like
not like, oh, as soon as I get powers, I'm basically the Super Saiyan of the group. No, she's still physically the weakest member of the team, but her innate psychic abilities give her a reason beyond just I'm the girl and I'm getting trained as a kunoichi. Real quick, one negative against the show that is not necessarily a negative, it's just more of a pet peeve of mine. I hate things that keep referring to the plural of a ninja as ninjas. The plural of ninja is ninja. I don't know why that bugs me so much, but it does. They keep doing it in this show and many other fucking shows. But that's like a pet peeve of mine. That's not necessarily a negative. But anyway, the Turtles, in the last season, we discovered that Karai was actually Miwa, the long-lost daughter of Master Splinter, and older sister to the Turtles.
Yep.
Which actually kind of makes, looking back in hindsight, that kind of makes the little romance thing with Leo and Karai kind of fucking creepy in season one.
Yeah, but now they,
Yeah, they know, but it's a circumstance of not knowing, but it's still kind of knowing that in hindsight. Know. Yeah, I know. What weirds me out though is they still have this kind of relationship between the two of them. They still have that kind of. Leo still has a fucking crush on Karai. I don't think he knows that it's wrong. Yeah, he still has it throughout the whole series. It's never really addressed again, but you can tell by his the way he talks and acts around Karai that he still has it. It's just not as pronounced as Donnie's is with April. But yeah, in this season we get the mother of all badasses, Casey Jones. God, I fucking love his character in this show. They age him down too.
Who plays him, right?
Huh?
You me tell you who plays him?
Who plays him?
Josh Peck from Drake and Josh.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I knew about it because I can tell from the voice because I used to watch Drake and Josh all the time.
The only character from that show that I ever recognize anymore is Drake because he does Spider-Man in the Ultimate Spider-Man and in Avengers Age of Ultron.
Really?
And in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, not in Age of Ultron. Spider-Man wasn't even in there. But he was Spider-Man in Earth's Mightiest Heroes as well.
He ain't in the new one?
No, I don't think so.
Wait, why?
I don't know. But anyway, Casey Jones in this show. How would you describe Casey Jones in this show?
Well, he's like a punk.
Yeah.
And he thinks like, oh, I'm this badass and stuff. Like,
he comes off as that angsty kid that has nothing to be angsty about, that is just angsty because he thinks it's cool.
Yep.
At least that's how he comes off to me. One thing I really like is they make sure very early on to have him be a hockey guy. I find that really interesting because, to my knowledge, in every other incarnation, his hockey mask and hockey sticks and stuff, he never actually plays hockey in those other incarnations, does he? Is there any scenes in the 2003 show where he actually plays hockey?
Yep.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, for 2003, but not the 80s.
Well, I can't remember any other incarnation where he actually plays hockey. He just has hockey shit lying around. But they make a very in
In 2003 Turtles, they actually tell you a story how he gets that hockey mask and shit.
But does he play hockey like in scenes where he's not being a superhero guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this Casey is not a overly muscular, angry badass. This Casey is kind of a scrawny little shit. Who that's not meant to be a bad thing. It's just I'm a guy who cusses all the time. I'm not very kid friendly.
He's just a scrawny little kid.
Yeah.
Basically.
Make sure to ask your parents if it's okay to watch me. Word to the wise, it's not. I'm not kid friendly.
Alright, let's get off Casey.
Casey is I love his mask in this show. It makes him look really intimidating and kind of creepy. We should talk about his little catchphrase, because like Michelangelo, he has his own catchphrase. Whenever he does anything, he yells Goongala, which is actually a reference to what he yells in the original comics. In the actual comics, he would yell that.
Josh Peck plays a good Casey Jones.
Yeah, he does. He actually comes off as sounding like he's around that age too. We never really figure out how old he is. I think he's around 16 or so.
But you want me to tell you how old the actor is?
Yeah, he's got to be in his 20s or 30s.
24.
Yeah.
25.
I wonder how old he was when he did this thing, though. Anyway, also
we get season 2. Let's see, probably 23, 22.
Yeah, he also in this show in the season we also get introduced to Irma, who I'm not gonna spoil what happens, but she has she impacts the story in a big way for the season 2 finale. We're gonna have a separate video talking about the season 2 finale, so don't worry about that. Oh man, I burped again. Anyway, what else? Oh, we get introduced. Oh, last season we get introduced to Leatherhead, who is one of the biggest fucking badasses in this whole series.
And that's Michelangelo's like best friend.
Pretty much. Besides Chris Bradford, of course. It's a joke. But I love his logic to it too. It's like, well, what about me? April's like, what about me? You have me as a friend. Yeah, but we saved you. You're supposed to like us. He's not wrong there.
True.
Then again, you could have Wolverine save you and he'd still like think he's a dick. So, anyway, Raphael actually gets a best friend in this, and I can't remember. Does that thing with Spike happen in season 2, or was that in season 3?
Yeah, season 2.
Spike gets into the mutagen and becomes Slash, the 5th turtle.
Yep.
Let's take a moment to talk about Slash. His introductory episode. Holy fuck. Way to build up how awesome this guy is. This guy takes out 2 of the turtles and nearly takes out Leo along with it, and beats the ever-loving shit out of Raphael.
Yep.
He apparently learned ninjutsu by watching Raph do it for years, and because he has the same kind of anger issues as Raphael, he has a resentment towards the other turtles, and presumably Splinter. One negative I have to bring up with this season, though, some of those episodes, like that one with Spike turning into Slash, Raphael it goes back on their character development. I know Raphael has anger issues. I get it. I have anger issues myself. But it comes off as him. He was supposed to learn his goddamn lesson in season 1 about his anger with the spider dude. But in that episode, he does a complete 180 where it's like, oh, well, I'm just going to be an angry dick again because that's my character. You know, it doesn't...
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't have a good enough reason to be angry in that episode. And this happens with a lot of characters, and it really bugs the shit out of me. It's still a good episode. It's just stuff like that where they go back on their character development, I guess. And this unfortunately happens throughout the whole fucking show, where the characters they'll go back on their character development for no fucking reason. Which it's not really, how do I put it? It's not bad enough for me to get super angry about, but it's noticeable. If that makes any sense. It's noticeable when it happens, but the execution is not bad enough for me to get angry about it. What else happens? We get some very interesting character development from Karai, where she keeps going back and forth between, is Shredder my father or is Splinter my father? And keeps going back and forth between it until she realizes, oh shit, Splinter's my father. And we get some Karai is one of my favorite characters in this show as a result, because you never really know whose side she's on.
Who, Karai?
Yeah. You never really know whose side she's on. And this, spoilers, I guess, this happens throughout the whole fucking show, is that you don't know what side she's on. Sometimes she's a good guy, sometimes she's a bad guy. Sometimes she's just her own beast. And I like that about her. It's that sense of mystery and deception, which works out great because she is a female ninja.
Yep.
They use deception to their advantage. God damn it! Is there anything left to talk about?
Not really.
Besides the season 2 finale. Okay, I'm gonna put a big fat red spoiler thing for this point onward. If you do not want to be spoiled for the season 2 finale, stop watching this video right now. If you want to know our opinions on the show, on this season, it is great. It builds off of what was created before, and exploits it to hell and back. I would argue it's even better than the first season. And it keeps you engaged and intrigued.
It just keeps going.
Going
and going and going.
And there is a very important character that is multiple very important characters that are introduced, but none more important than Ice Cream Kitty. Ice Cream Kitty is the crux of the whole show. So,
Yep.
all right. From here on out, this is pure spoiler territory. Stop watching it if you have not seen all of season 2.
Well, at least season 2 finale.
Yeah. Well, all of season 2 finale would go without saying. Um all right. Holy fuck, this ending. This season 2 finale. Way to go out on a high note. Holy shit. Okay, so the Krang finally perfect the mutagen, and we
Yeah.
get and Krang subprime uh infiltrates the turtle lair. Because Irma is actually a robotic infiltration unit with Krang subprime as the helm.
Yep, I remember that. Yep.
And he infiltrates the turtle lair because what was it? April let her in, and
Because she didn't know she was a robot.
yeah,
She thought that was
and
actually Irma.
yeah, and the turtles have to fight off a Krang invasion in their own home. And for some fucking reason, Leo and Donnie are bickering in this episode, which kind of feels very forced. Because it comes out of fucking nowhere. Like, the previous episode didn't even have them even bicker once. I feel like if it was built up throughout the whole season, that would have been better. Instead, we get this one episode where they're just bickering out of fucking nowhere. That seems more like Raph's kind of thing to do. But anyway, we get this epic fight with Splinter, Mikey, Leo, Donnie, and April all fighting a small Krang invasion in the turtle lair. Finally, it's decided that the others shall leave the lair and Splinter will fight them all himself. Leo gets separated from the other turtles and has to fight off shit himself. And the others go over to April's dad's place, who has by this point been cured of let's say a baddie situation. And it leads to one of my favorite fucking jokes in the episode, where it's like the Krang invade the city, and Mikey's like, look, it's fine, it's not as bad as you think. Look, he opens up the blinds, and like pure fucking devastation out there. It's like, oh, never mind. Ding. It's just so fucking hilarious, and pure Mikey too. The only one that seems out of character in this episode is Donatello. But Mikey is constant source of he is one of the best parts of this episode. And apparently Shredder is working with Krang Prime, who I don't think we ever actually talked about yet. Krang Prime is essentially the hive mind of the Krang, who Krang Prime controls the whole Krang. She's essentially the queen bee. And is Krang
It's a
Prime
girl?
I don't know. I don't think Krang actually have gender, considering they're literally fucking brain monsters.
Yeah, let's just say no gender. Non-gender.
Unless the thing that separates a male and female Krang is the amount of tentacles. Maybe the boy Krang have one more tentacle.
Yeah.
That.
Or they have something weird in their mouth.
Have you ever noticed that the Krang Prime and Subprime are the only ones who have teeth?
Yep.
anyway, the Krang take over, and Raph come, and we get a lot of back and forth between Splinter fighting the Krang and Leo fighting the Krang. And Leo gets confronted by Footbot's Tiger Claw, who I didn't even talk about for some reason, and Razar, and the Shredder. He gives a very great fight, but ultimately gets the ever-living shit kicked out of him. And it leads to one of the... It's a legitimate oh shit moment when it happens too. Because we got to know this version of Leo so well. And when he gets the ever-living shit kicked out of him by all these enemies, it's legitimately an oh shit moment.
Yep.
And don't even do that. I know what you're about to do. I ain't getting copyrighted, you motherfucker.
I didn't mean to. It's just stuck in my head.
Well, let me get a crowbar so I can get it out of your head.
Alright.
I'll knock the Krang out of your head.
Alright, so what are you saying?
Finally we get to see one of the coolest things in this whole fucking show, the turtle mech. Pretty much a we should talk real quick. We should talk about the show within a show this time. This time the show is Super Mecha Force Go 5 or something like that. And it's pretty much a parody of Voltron. And they have so much fun with it too. They're clearly poking fun at badly done dubbed anime. And it's just so fucking hilarious to me. You got the characters' voices that don't fit the design. You got character voices not matching the lip flaps. And you got obviously redone names for a lot of this shit. It's just hilarious. What's your thoughts on Super Mecha Force 5 Go?
It's pretty cool.
It seems like a show I would watch. But yeah, they make the turtle mech, which is obviously based off of that fucking Voltron thing, and leads to a really kind of anticlimactic fight with Krang Prime. They use it...
He's huge.
Yeah, Krang Prime is fucking massive. And the turtles ultimately are defeated. They get their shells handed to them, and they have to skip town. Not before this though. They have to go find. They go back to the lair and get one meaningful thing and some supplies. And then they find Shredder fighting Splinter. And yep. Splinter gets defeated by Shredder. And leading to one of the most emotional scenes you will ever see between Raph and Mikey. Raph is just super pissed off, but he's behind bars, and he can't do shit.
Pissed. He wanted to go.
And he was about to punch Mikey, but Mikey just jumped in and gave him like a "it's okay, brother" hug. you know, and you can see Raph like about to break down and cry. Is
Of course, it's his dad.
pretty much, yeah. And they have to leave, and they go, and the season ends with the turtles being defeated and having to run and hide. Very, very good season, and it left a oh shit, what's gonna happen next type of feel to it.
You
Um,
didn't say nothing about Leo.
yeah, I did. I said he got the ever living shit kicked out of him, and he's basically in a coma.
Yep.
Um, yeah, he's beat up. And for all we know, Leo could actually die from this. He is really fucked up. Within the context of this episode, for all we know, Leo is at death's door. And
Yeah, Leo could have died in season 2.
yeah. I feel like we should talk about this too. In this episode, Leo and
No, don't.
No, within this episode, Leo has a different voice actor.
What, in season 2?
Yeah, within this episode and the 4 episodes preceding it. It's not super noticeable in the 4 episodes prior to this, but in this episode, it was really noticeable. His voice was way deeper, and they didn't even address it in this episode.
It's not the season 3 one, right?
Yeah, it's not the season 3 one. The previous voice actor got let go for reasons that were never explained. But I felt like this voice actor did a pretty good job up until he got replaced by the permanent voice actor that would take over season 3 onward. And I think he does a really good job. It's just it's really noticeable that he was not the same voice actor in this episode. Overall, what are your thoughts on this episode?
It was good. It was very emotional when you saw Shredder defeat Splinter and seeing Raph getting emotional.
Yeah.
Emotional. And especially when I saw Leo beat up, especially that's my favorite turtle.
Yeah.
And yeah, it kind of made me like, oh man, what's going to happen now?
Exactly. And but we do get the party wagon, which is kind of awesome.
Yep.
I love how it's April's dad's wagon from his old hipster days. Now I'm just trying to imagine him as a hipster. I think he would have a red afro for some reason.
All right, let's give this season our rating.
I feel like this season it beats the shit out of the first season.
Yes, it does. I agree.
There are still some negatives. Like I said, the characters going back and having to relearn lessons that they've already done. Some of the characters being out of character, I guess, in some episodes, like Donatello in the season finale. But overall, I would give this season a 9.9 shells out of 10.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, 9.9.
All right, so join us next.
And one thing, guys, I want to know who's your favorite turtle, and give me a reason why. And who's your favorite villain? Just tell them to put that in the comments.
Besides Shredder. Shredder doesn't count. Everybody loves Shredder.
And is your favorite character Splinter? Don't count either.
Yep.
I said only one of the 4 turtles. And if you want, you could put Slash in there if you want. He is the 5th turtle, so.
For your favorite character, you can't pick April for her looks.
Nope. You can pick April if you explain why you like her. Not just 'cause, well, you know.
if we're talking about the 80s Turtles, you can. I have two reasons for the 80s April. One on the left and one on the right.
Even the bottom.
Exactly.
All right. Let's end this off.
All right. Join us next time when we discuss Season 3. Bye-bye!